Well, it has been a while since I uploaded anything, and Dark Side of Dimension is finally here. Although I'm not really gonna talk about this like at all. Although I must say that it is a shame that these are the only characters we have for now of this world, plus a very disappointing one which is very obscure. But I am gonna lock him eventually, but I'm not really gonna talk about this much. What I'm really gonna go for is to talk about what I was really interested when this new world was coming about, and that is the structure deck. I'm gonna just say this right here, right now. The one card that actually sold me to getting this deck immediately was Advanced Virtual Arts. People were speculating what Dark Magician support may coming, and none of them came through. The only speculation that came through was literally this card, and that's it. Everything else was weird. I don't get why we need polymerization in a structure deck. Well, okay, I guess. Gateway of Chaos is a weird reprint choice, but so are many of these, really. Chaos form can at least be searched by Magician's Rod. Weird choice of a reprint, but I guess it works. Weird choice of a... well, this is only in a different structure, and that's where Blazeman is. Weird reprint, I think. But this is actually a good reprint if you'd never bother going through the box in the first place, so here you go. Now I got 3 glossy of these. I had this because I grind from a Dolce. But this has to be by far one of the best new cards there is. Keeper of Dragon Magic is actually a staple in Dark Magician decks in the TCG, but is also for Duel Links now the best searcher for anything fusion deck. It can search your polymerization normal spell, or a fusion normal spell. That includes Neo's fusion, and Red Eye's fusion, but you don't get to use it that turn, since it has to be summoned in the first place to search it. Although the cost is discarding a card, but it also has a sweet effect of you can reveal a fusion from your extra deck, and then special summon a listed material from your graveyard in face on defense position. Then you can't summon anything from the extra deck except fusion monsters. I guess this was here for... I'm not sure this existed since the Link era, which is probably why it has this restriction. Because the face down thing already prevents any other type of extra deck summoning. Well, actually including Link, but I don't know. Face down is a weird choice, even though you can only use fusion. You can only fuse it as a material. Don't get that restriction too much, but it sets for the rest of the turn, so maybe as an extension. It's a weird restriction, but I guess it's there for reasons. Magician of Chaos is actually a card I really like, and I'm glad to see it. I was very interested from the start. But nothing really sold me, like I said. People were speculating either we get Eternal Soul, Apprentice to Legit Magician, but Magical Circle, that card is too broken for Duel Links, especially when this ritual is right here. But we didn't got any of those. We did got this, and I might have to say this is a good, at least for Duel Links, this is actually a pretty good fusion. It has a big attack, and it actually gains 100 for every single spell and trap in the graveyards. And it pierces defense, which makes it scary. But that's about it. But I wouldn't mix these strategies, 2 of them together. But I'm gonna only show you something that a lot of you may not like, but it's a practical way of playing the deck. But before we do so, there's so many types of builds, but the one I have is definitely not the best, but it is practical. And it's actually pretty good and cog-worthy. The thing is, I think the best variance of trying to play Magician of Chaos is making it consistent with either having like Sonic Bird or Senju, or just Lightning Dark getting triple Mahad. Like, the only other Light and Dark target for Magician of Chaos is a ritual monster in the same main box where Senju is. So, I am not going through so many main boxes just to do that, and I'm already currently trying to grind Mask, and that's it. But, this is my deck profile. You may not like seeing the Neos Fusion, but it's not an engine. At least it's not the usual engine. This is interchangeable. If you have Bacon Saver, or you can just use AD Changer. But I love it, and this actually works, and is consistent. I can make it a bit more consistent. That is one card that is actually a Lightning Dark target for Keeper, which is Dwarf Star. And his effect is, at the end of your end phase, if the card was normal summon, you get to search a level 7 light or dark monster from your deck. A late of a Surge, but it's better than none. And I'm just gonna take away a Shield Warrior when I get that. The card can be obtained by SR ticket, but this is what I have right now. And coincidentally, Neos is actually an advanced virtual art target for Magician of Chaos. And Keeper can search Neos Fusion like I said earlier. And Miracle Contact is here because you can recur 2 Neos from the graveyard by making Neos Knight, meaning this will not be as much as a dead card as you would have assumed at first. But that's basically it. It's basically a beatdown, but with a lot of control in it once you get this out, plus your back row. What I like is that all of your spells can be practically activated anytime you want, in your turn at least. And with this already on the field, it's very dangerous. I did not even go through the box where Cosmic Cyclone is. I just got one from the bundle, and I got one from the Dream Ticket for this world. So if you did the same, do so. I bet most of you already went for a Cosmic Cyclone for your Dream Tickets, which is the best thing you should do. If not, Canaria if that's what you want. But I got some replays, because this deck is amazing. Again, I'm not gonna say this is the best way to play Magician of Chaos. Neither it's not my idea. I saw this type of profile, and the only difference is it had a Bacon Saver, and that's it. But he didn't have the Dwarf Star. The Dwarf Star is something I figured out on my own because I saw someone trying to build a Thunder Dragon deck, and it involved that being Keepers interchangeable with Keeper. So I thought, like, hey, maybe I can actually use that for this deck. I was first using Yugi because Spell and Draw Sense actually helps too. There's a lot of skills that can help with this deck. You can play Destiny Draw, Spell Draw Sense, Neo Space just to make Brave Neos a bigger body, or Light and Dark once I get to use that variant. Now the reason I swung Ink because I specifically wanted to trigger whatever the face down was. Wasn't too afraid of it. But at the same time I also wanted to attempt to deal some damage. So this was just like a meh play that I did. But you saw that, you can search Neos Fusion. This actually makes Neos Fusion much more consistent. Although I wouldn't recommend it if a deck that is literally just him. Like if you were using it as an engine, it's a bit too clutched for deck space. You might as well just make your deck already focus on this in the first place. So he econned me. I was actually expecting more of a Wall of D, but that's fine. The usual protection for Neos Fusion, then I get Advanced Ritual Art. And here's where something that I do like about Magician of Chaos. It doesn't just respond to spell and trap card activation, it also responds to their effect. Meaning, because Power of the Guardian got triggered, the effect, I can just destroy it, and he doesn't get to keep his Silent Magician. I only saved this replay just for that one moment, because this deck doesn't feel like it was good at all. The next duels onwards are actually worth seeing, and even one of them was Desperado Dragon. Oh boy. For a tier 1 deck, I can't believe I actually beat a Desperado so flawlessly. That is just insane. Though, you could say I got lucky, but still, I love this deck. Goes for the Neos Fusion. I had AD Changer this time. Chaos Gate. From everything he tried to pull out, I feel like he was playing like mostly the structure deck, and that's it. Probably only bought once with money and once with gems. It almost feels like it. I specifically here waited, and I didn't want it to hit the field spell because I knew it wouldn't do much yet. I know how the field spell works before seeing it in Duel Links. But he already triggered to try to destroy my Neos, and since I saw it was Power of the Guardian, it was the best choice. He doesn't now get to attack over me like he would have. And with Spell Draw Sense, I get to draw another Cosmic Cyclone. And I used it after destroying Magician of Chaos, because if I did it beforehand, he would attempt to destroy my Neos. And it was a navigation. With Spell Draw Sense again, I drew Advanced Virtual Arts. Here's my Magician of Chaos. And Miracle Contact. To just trigger and destroy the monster, simple as that, at the same time recovering Neos back to the deck, and that's it. Galimoga won that duel. Here's when I changed to Jaden, because I was in my mind, I wonder how better if I just go for Neospace instead. And not that it's any better, it's just about the same. I have a good set and a downside. I don't get to just guarantee a spell anymore for every 1000 damage, but at least my Neos is a bigger body. And here, I went for Advanced Virtual Arts. I felt like doing that, but it's good that I took away that Tretch. I did wanted to take it before the Ritual Summon, but I thought chaining it through it was kind of fun. Then here I purposely did the Neos Fusion, just to destroy whatever that was, and he surrenders because he knew he lost. It was insane. He thought his Tretch could save him, but he was wrong. So next is what I did to a Desperado deck. I haven't seen the deck profile, but from what he already had, I would have already assumed that he had the playset ready to go. But I screw him over way too hard. Just go ahead and see. Master of Destiny, indicating that it's obviously a Desperado deck. I question the extra deck though. Cup of Ace. And he sets a card. Get to summon my Magician of Chaos. I come in for the Cosmic Cyclone to get rid of both cards. And look at that. It's actually the Counter Trap variants, so it was actually the one that won the KC Cup. And I took away something that he would have summoned Desperado Dragon, and a free card as well. I discard what I don't need just to Neos Fusion, because I needed another body, because I know what else they play. At first I was thinking like Sphere Karibo, but it's basically the same thing, so I guaranteed the OTK. Just like that. And this last duel was, oof. My dude, I just love this deck. I know, I also don't like Neo's Fusion for the sense of how many people just splash it over whatever deck they want, expecting it'll be good, but I at least try to give reasons to why my Neo's Fusion isn't a deck. I have a deck centered around the Neospatians. You can't complain me there. At first I thought like, what was the point? Why would he do this? He just made himself more dead. But then I was like, oh, okay. Let's see where he goes with this. So, he tried to get rid of my field spell. Is that gonna hurt me? Not at all. Just an inconvenience for him. Now that is something I couldn't take forward, so I protected him again with Shield Warrior. I came for Advanced Ritual Arts, hoping that I get to destroy Power of the Guardian just by attacking over it, but then he activated... This... I don't know if this card's actually good for a Blue Eyes deck or not. It's a nuisance, yes, but... Dear Lord. Is that a UR? I think it's a UR. But yeah, now I have a Neos Fusion that can't attack me, but I at least destroy Power of the Guardian. And I crash into it because I know if I leave it alone, I will be more in trouble, knowing that he may have another Power of the Guardian. And that's also another reason. I know they play Snipe Hunters, so it's good that I crash into it. And he got lucky there. He gets to swing in. And with my top decking, I get my Neos Knight. I set a card because I knew that the face down may screw me over a bit, so I decided to go ahead swinging anyway and set a card for safe measures. And I was right on those plays. Luckily enough, with recurring my Neos because I had no Neos in the deck before playing Miracle Contact. And now, Advanced Ritual Arts is not a dead card that I would have had. And there we go. I was at gold and then I'm not platinum because of this deck. Like, I could have reached platinum with any other deck, I'm just too lazy. I don't like doing ranks that much. Oh yeah, that was the last dude. He respected me and I respect him. The rest is like eh. But, God, I almost had a win streak, but I lost 2 during all those sessions. One because, I was fighting Subterrors, and since they went first, and I had a flip-flop frog, it was done over weird, there was nothing I could do. The other one, I forgot how I lost, but it wasn't as genuine as Subterrors, like, I just couldn't play anything over it. But that's about it. I say the deck's good. But it's only as good as any other deck out there that can at least go to King of Games. But like I said, what I really want is the card Dwarf Star. Get away a Shield Warrior. Because I don't really need to. Okay. I don't like when this happens. Dwarf. Is Dwarf Star together or not? Can't ride it. God dang it. Light. Dragon, level 4. Yeah, Dwarf Star Dragon. Once per turn during the end phase of this card was normal summon this turn, you can add 1 level 7 or 1 level 7 light or dark monster from your deck. It's a late searcher for Vegetative Chaos, but something is something, and Sense is interchangeable with Keeper with a light and dark skill. That's another way to play it. Because I am not going out of my way to even get one Mahad. I don't feel like investing in the newest bots. But that's all I really got for today. So, a new world. Little disappointed that it's not Sexal, because I really wanted Xyz monsters. Especially since Time Thieves are finally in the OCG, I was wondering, could they come to Duel Links this time, because they exist in both OCG and TCG? But nope. I don't get Sexal. I don't get my Xyz. That's weird, man. That's a cool looking shopping district. I didn't look forward into that. But that's it. Hope you guys enjoy this deck I made. Kinda. And like and subscribe. I'm terrible at outros. I am so sorry.